Now, of course, we start with that election wrap. Polls have closed in Kenya and vote counting has begun in a tight election to choose a president and a parliament. Voting centers closed at 5 p.m. local time on Tuesday. Results are not expected before Wednesday. And of course, the electoral body there has 7 days to declare a winner. Now, of course, some of the polling stations have remained open after the 5 p.m. deadline in areas where heavy rain and technical issues had tampered with voting. Incumbent President Uhuru Kenyatta is standing for a second term, of course, but faces a tough challenge from his longtime rival, Raila Odinga. Now, to win outright, a candidate needs at least 50% of the vote and at least 25% in 24 of Kenya's 47 counties. Now, if that threshold is not met, a runoff vote will take place. But let's get an update on what happened on ground today. Robert Nagila now joins us here in Nairobi. Robert, give us an update. What happened on ground today? What's the update so far?
Well, thank you very much, Chair. It was a very, very intriguing day indeed. Remember, the run-up to this particular election, there had been concerns of violence. There was a lot of preaching about peace through arts, through civil society, through the government as well. Kenyans, as always, simply surprised everybody. There were long lines. People were making lines from as early as 4 a.m. in the morning. Voting started at about 6 a.m. And right through the day, we witnessed long lines. Clearly, people eager to exercise their civic duty. Now, the Electoral Commission here in Kenya had made it very, very clear that they believe that we would see long lines during the morning, but they expected that to dissipate in the afternoon, saying the system in place had seen to all that. However, they were just as surprised, I believe, as all of us. Having said that, the vote process itself went very, very smoothly. I mean, they couldn't have hoped any better. That went on until 5 p.m. this evening. They had made it clear that those who were still in the long queues by the time the voting stations were shutting down would be allowed to continue voting. Now, at about 6 p.m. this evening, the counting of those votes began. We're currently at the tallying center at the Bomas of Kenya, about 25 kilometers from the Nairobi Central Business District, and it's here right behind me where all the business of tallying those votes is taking place. Now, about an hour ago, we got an update on the presidential count, and at that particular time, President Uhuru Kenyatta had 57% of the votes counted thus far, while his main challenger, Raila Odinga, had about 41%. However, I hasten to add, about 5,000 polling stations had released their results by then. In this case, we're talking about 44,000 polling stations spread around the entire country. So still a long way to go. We're eagerly watching, and we'll get that information for our viewers as soon as they come in. However, I also need to add, the Electoral Commission has come out and said that 11,000 polling stations out of the 44,000, that's a third of the total polling stations, will release their results late as a result of the network coverage. That is, they do not have sufficient 3G or 4G network coverage in those areas, so there'll be a delay in relaying those results. Uche?
Now, Robert, what do you make of some reports that we heard during the day that the IEBC machines were not working? We also heard that some also could not vote because they were told they were unregistered. What do you make of that? Is that true?
Yes, it is true. We have talked to a few IEBC officials. Now, to be fair, they had already said that, look, this is a new technology that we're employing in this particular election. There is a chance that some of that technology could fail. However, we have backup systems. They had backup pads for this particular technology. Now, one of the reasons, a lot of people will be wondering, why would Kenya then take that extra step of getting this very complicated technology to use in its election? Well, I'm sure a lot of our viewers across the continent will be aware by now that Kenya's election is the second most expensive election globally. And this is primarily for one reason. It's an issue of trust. parties from both sides of the political divide do not trust the other. There have been claims and counterclaims of rigging pointed at each other, and this is one of the reasons why the Electoral Commission went out of its way to get this technology to ensure that there would be no vote rigging on this particular day.